Welcome to Famous Daily, your go-to channel for the hottest, most authentic, and emotional entertainment stories from Hollywood. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you never miss an update. For more than a decade, the world quietly watched as one of Hollywood's most famous fathers grew increasingly distant from his only daughter. That silence has finally been broken, and the truth behind that distance is heavier than anyone could have imagined. Suri Noel, formerly known as Suri Cruise, grew up under a spotlight she never chose. She carried a name recognized worldwide, even when she wished she could disappear. Born into fame, raised behind closed doors, and kept apart from her father by forces too big for a child to understand. Now, at 19, Suri is sending messages through her actions rather than words. Her choices have stunned everyone who remembers the perfect family smiling down red carpets. This is the true story of a daughter growing up observing her father from afar, and a father slowly witnessing his child drift out of his daily life. It all began like a movie script when Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes met in 2005. Their relationship hit the headlines before it even had a chance to breathe. Katie was just 26, glowing after the success of Dawson's Creek, a rising actress with gentle charm and the energy of a dreamer. Tom, at 43, was already a global icon, carrying blockbuster hits like Top Gun, Jerry Maguire, and Mission: Impossible. He was the kind of actor whose name alone could fill theaters around the world. For Katie, this was more than just a Hollywood crush. Years earlier, she had told 17 magazine that her dream was to marry Tom Cruise. Sweet and almost naive, no one thought that dream could ever come true. But when Tom saw her for the first time, he reportedly told his team, "I'm going to marry her." And everything moved at lightning speed. Within weeks, what seemed impossible became reality. Their chemistry was so strong, it practically ran itself, and their romance exploded instantly. Cameras caught them holding hands in Rome, laughing as if they lived in their own world, unconcerned who was watching. Even Tom Cruise, known for his privacy, was swept up in emotion. Then came the moment that stunned the world, his appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show, where he jumped on the couch and shouted, "I'm in love." People could hardly believe their eyes. Some thought it was sweet, others thought it strange, but no one could ignore it. On April 18, 2006, their daughter Suri was born, instantly a symbol of their whirlwind romance. Tom described her birth as the happiest day of my life, and called her a miracle. But even that moment was shaped by the beliefs guiding his life. Scientology. Katie, raised Catholic in Toledo, suddenly faced an entirely different reality. Suri's birth followed Scientology traditions, including a silent birth, where no one could speak during delivery. Tom even bought a sonogram machine to monitor the pregnancy at home. To outsiders, it seemed unusual, even extreme. But to Tom, it was an act of love and deep devotion. Their November wedding that year looked like a fairy tale, held at the 15th-century Odescalchi Castle in Italy, reportedly costing over $3 million. Katie wore Giorgio Armani, Tom beamed with pride, and guests included Jennifer Lopez, Will Smith, and the Beckhams. But behind the glamorous smiles, Katie's parents were uneasy. Devout Catholics, they worried about the new world surrounding their daughter and granddaughter. And as they feared, the fairy tale didn't last. Life around them became increasingly controlled, private, and dominated by belief, secrecy, and power. For Tom, everything he did was rooted in love. For Katie, it gradually became isolation. And for Suri, it marked the beginning of a childhood far from ordinary. By 2007, Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes appeared untouchable, the face of the Hollywood dream. Red carpets, private jets, magazine covers, everything looked perfect. But behind the scenes, cracks were forming. Katie rarely went out alone, always accompanied by someone from Tom's inner circle, often linked to Scientology, silently monitoring her every move. Once, during dinner, journalist Maureen Orth noticed Katie's response when fans approached their table. "Oh, we don't go out much." A casual statement, but to those who understood the strict system around her, it said a lot. Meanwhile, Tom remained the intense, confident, and fiercely loyal man he had always been, a prominent public face of Scientology defending the organization against criticism. But for Katie, those walls felt like lines she could never safely cross. Finally, on June 29, 2012, Hollywood froze. Katie Holmes filed for divorce from Tom Cruise, just days before his 50th birthday. This was more than a breakup, it was a strategic move to protect herself and her daughter. Tom was completely blindsided. Katie had spent months preparing, changing phones, hiring new security, replacing staff she suspected of reporting to Scientology. Her father, Martin Holmes, was her silent mastermind, helping to design a perfect legal exit. Katie chose New York as her legal battleground, knowing the state's laws favored the parent fighting to protect their child. She filed everything in secret while Tom was filming in Iceland. The news shocked Tom and the world. Court documents later revealed her motive: protection. Katie wanted full custody of Suri, control over her schooling, healthcare, and spiritual upbringing. Her fear wasn't Tom himself, but the powerful system surrounding him. Former Scientologists claimed Katie feared Suri would one day be pushed into Scientology's strict court program, a future she refused to risk. The legal battle ended in just 11 days. Tom agreed to pay around $400,000 per year in child support, plus health and education costs. But money was never Katie's goal. She wanted distance, legal, physical, and spiritual. The very next day, Katie and Suri disappeared from Los Angeles. When spotted in Chelsea, New York, they walked quietly, hand in hand, with no bodyguards, no handlers. Katie looked exhausted but free. She smiled, a real smile she hadn't shown publicly in years. For Suri, a new life began with clear distance from her father, who had once carried her on red carpets. And in that silence, a new chapter began, one that neither Hollywood nor any organization could control. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to Famous Daily to follow more shocking and heartfelt Hollywood stories.